Hey guys, I'm Trent with Guitar Animal. I wanted to share with you some tips and tricks on tuning for the acoustic guitar as well as the electric guitar, which I have an acoustic here obviously, but you can do this on electric as well. And some of the reasons I do some of the things I do, particularly on the acoustic here. So that particular song is half step down, and I just leave my acoustic guitar half step down. And the reason I do that is the top is kind of like a drum head. You put tension on it, and the more tension you have on it, the quicker it wants to stop ringing. So if you would tune your guitar down a half step, it loosens the top up and allows it to breathe a little bit more, or in other words, sustain longer. I just like the sound of that. If I want to play standard, then what I would need to do is use a capo. And I do this in a lot of my videos. One of my favorite capos is a shub capo, and we're going to have a review on one of these coming up, so you can check it out and see exactly why I like this. But if you place the capo at the first fret of your guitar when it's a half step down, you apply the capo, we'll of course have to check the tuning a little bit here. So we're going to make sure that it doesn't push it out of tune. The shub really allows me to really fine tune the tension. So even though I just placed the capo on here, I really didn't have to retune the guitar. It just went up a half a step. Now I've gained a few things by doing this. I still have the loose top because it's half step down tuning, so it still breathes. I also have a little lighter tension on my strings, so they're a little easier to play as well. For you beginners, you'd appreciate that. And when I put the capo at the first fret, I now have diminished the height of the strings. I don't have to deal with the height of the nut anymore. I'm dealing with the height of the first fret, which is about half the height of that nut. So easier to play and to finger the chords. So it's all win-win-win. Sounds better, easier to play. You can practice longer. So remember these tips. Now, one thing I like to do is, with an acoustic guitar particularly, is after I either set up the capo or even without the capo, after I've tuned the guitar with the tuner, I like to then fine tune it. And the way that I fine tune it is I'm comparing the 4th string open to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And I've already kind of fine tuned this one, but I'm going to show you what I mean. What I'm doing there is I'm actually tuning, while I'm holding the 3rd fret of my 2nd string, I am tuning that fretted note to be an octave higher. It's a D note, to be an octave higher than my open 4th string. Just listen closely. And then you can do the same thing with the open 3rd string and the 3rd fret of your 1st string. You have to be kind of quick at it, because if you let that string sustain too long, as it's dying, it will also go a little flat naturally because of the dying string. So I do that, my guitar sounds more in tune. The reason for that is many of the chords that we play on acoustic guitar, we will be fretting notes on the 1st or 2nd string, and you'll have some open notes on the 3rd, 4th, or 5th string. It just sounds more in tune to me. Tip there that you can fine tune your guitar's tuning, and it will make your open chords sound better. So now I'm going to go ahead and tune that with my tuner and show you the difference. Still passable, but it's a little sharp on the first 2 strings. So again, to fine tune it, 4th string and the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Very fine adjustment. You have to make sure that you continually have the 3rd string and the 1st string ringing, or the 4th string and the 2nd string ringing, to really be able to adjust that. But to me, it just sounds better. So that's fine tuning. You could do it on electric guitar as well, but because you can actually intonate each string on an electric guitar a little bit better than on an acoustic, it's not as big of a deal. But on an acoustic guitar, I find that this is a big deal. So that's your tip for the day. how to fine-tune your acoustic guitar so it sounds better. Check us out at guitaranimal.com. We have all kinds of fun stuff like this, lots of songs to learn, chords, theory, everything's out there for you guys. Check it out. You get a week for free. Just type in your email address and you've got a free browse for the whole site. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. I'm Trent with Guitar Animal.